Kendrick Perkins caused quite the storm online after posting that take on NBA MVP. According to Caesar Sportsbook, Nikola Jokic has the best odds to win MVP, followed by Joel Embiid. Big Perk, where are you? Let me see your face. There it is. What?
Can I interrupt for a second?
No. Go.
Kendrick Perkins is big time.
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins is no average Joe. I'm very, very proud of my big little brother right there.
Yeah.
I really, really am. But now that you have graduated and elevated yourself to another level, can I get a better background? Can we put a curtain up or a crown seat?
What are you saying? It's kind of sad. He looks like he's in a sad,
embellish that
pathetic
background.
doctor's office.
That's a plain wall. You know what I'm saying?
Stephen A., listen, y'all have to understand, since the ice storm, since we had the winter storm, I've been in the hotel room with my family for about 2 months.
My bad.
You know, I usually have a better background.
2 months you're such a jerk. 2 months in a hotel room. His family's dealing with tragedy. That is so mean.
Why would you call me a jerk?
You made fun of him. He's with his kids, trying to feed them in a hotel room, trying to survive.
Big Perk making big dollars in a hotel.
I apologize. I am so
CP3,
Perk, I'm so sorry.
Let's go.
Yes, if I can send you anything. Yeah, if you need me, if you want to stay with us, whatever you need to do.
CP3, y'all. CP3, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Now you want to change the subject. Oh, I see you. I see right through you. Why is CP3 the MVP? Stephen A. suddenly cares about time. Yeah. Go ahead, Perk.
Because he is. I mean, look, when you look at it, when you look at what CP3 is doing right now, he has done the unthinkable, right? When you looked at what he done in Oklahoma City, and then all of a sudden their season ended, we was like, what's next for CP3? We thought maybe he would have ended up in L.A. with the Lakers, maybe with the Clippers, maybe with the Miami Heat. He ended up with the Phoenix Suns. And I said this before the preseason. I mean, before the season started, in the preseason, I said, the Phoenix Suns, you know what? They're going to be a top 5 team in the Western Conference.
You did.
But I didn't know they were going to be the best team in the NBA. I mean, right now they're tied with the Utah Jazz for having the best record, and it's going to keep fluctuating, going back and forth. But when you look at it, the last time the Phoenix Suns, and I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again, the last time the Phoenix Suns had the best record in the NBA, someone off their team won the MVP. Same position, same organization, same results. So why are we not keeping that same energy? And I get it. The numbers may not be just powering, right? Or just popping out there. But when Steve Nash won it, Kobe Bryant was averaging 35 points a night playing with Kwame Brown. So let's not get it twisted.
KP, I'm gonna literally lob an insult your way for the first time. You might fall off your chair. You might be so stunned at this insult I'm about to throw in your direction. You imitating Max Kellerman. What you doing is you talking and not giving enough time for us to get back at you. Okay?
That's
you
me?
imitate just you. That's Max Kellerman. That's Max Kellerman. So I'm gonna do it right now, Kendrick Perkins. That's what you're doing. Listen, CP3 is sensational. He's a top 2 candidate for league MVP honors right now. Okay. When I think about Jokic losing that game last night to the Lakers, that's going to count against him because that's not a game that he should have lost. But I will say this about CP3. Here's the challenge. Devin Booker is a star. Yeah. And because you have somebody on your team that's a star, that's playing like a star, that has a lot to do with the team's success, that can somewhat get in the way of somebody pointing the finger at CP3. I'm not saying it's definitive because I have a vote, and I may vote for CP3. I'm telling you right now, he's right there. So I get where Kendrick Perkins is coming from. It's just that it's kind of hard. See, Jamal Murray went down.
Yeah.
But you had Jokic playing out of his mind, leading the team in every statistical category, et cetera, et cetera. When you look at Devin Booker and what he's doing in Phoenix, even though his role is clearly different than CP3, the bottom line is Devin Booker's Devin Booker. Let me get to another point about KP and what he had to say about point guards. So what we're saying is that CP3, everywhere he goes, New Orleans, Clippers, OKC, Phoenix, they all better Now that he's there, can you say that about some other point guards who will remain nameless?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
we can.
God.
You don't know if you can.
we can.
Are we going back to that?
No, well, let me say this about Russell Westbrook. You go down year 1, 2, and 3 after KD leaves in the first round. You go to Houston, you lose in the second round. You in Washington, you're struggling to make the 10th spot in the playoff picture. Now, maybe that's not Russell Westbrook's fault. Maybe it's Sam Presti's fault in OKC. Maybe it's Scott Brooks' fault in Washington. Maybe it's Mike D'Antoni. It was Mike D'Antoni's fault in Houston. We don't know. All I'm saying is those are questions. And last point, years ago, Russell Westbrook dropped 43 points in Game 4 of an NBA Finals. 43.
Yeah.
Kendrick Perkins, if you recall, Irvin Magic Johnson called that one of the worst games he's ever seen from a point guard.
Okay, but we're
So
talking.
what that tells us is you ask questions about not numbers. You're looking at the impact because of the floor generalship, and you run into teams. Point guards have different
But let's
responsibilities.
talk about, hold on.
And that's where we're going.
Let's
That's all
talk
I want
about
to say.
CP3 right now. CP3, to me, is not actually a candidate for MVP. He's top 5 MVP, no doubt. If you had to make a list, he's going to be on the list. But I can't see where you could give him a vote as the MVP. Because Kendrick Perkins, the idea that, well, they got it wrong with Steve Nash, they should get it wrong again because they got it wrong once upon a time, is not fair to the players playing today. It wasn't fair to the players playing then. It wouldn't be fair to the players playing today. Chris Paul's having a great year. He always has great years. He's a great player. The fact of the matter is they have the best record in the league. Perk, you did love them preseason, as did I. I really liked the Suns a lot preseason. But that wasn't just because Chris Paul is going to be there. They were 8-0 in the bubble. So they're 46-18 this year. At the end of last year, they're 54-16. That's one. Two, are you sure Chris Paul is better than Devin Booker or more valuable? I'm not. They're both great. They have a great backcourt. Number 3, Jokic this year, they're 3.5 games off the pace. And by the way, they got the best record because LeBron and AD have been hurt. And the Nets' big 3 have all been out for extended periods of time, or else they wouldn't have the best record. But they do right now. Jokic is 3.5 games off the pace. No Jamal Murray. He is going for 26, 11, and 8. We have never seen a center, including Sabonis, even if you could kind of figure, well, if he's doing this back in the day as an old guy, what was he doing in his prime in Europe? No. This dude can get you into the offense, bring the ball up the court. He's a load in the middle. He can shoot from 3. He is a genius-level passer. Jokic is clearly, at this moment, the MVP of the NBA. Apologies, Chris Paul.
Well, I like how you added that 0.5 to the 11 rebounds because he's averaging 10.5 rebounds to make it 11 to make your argument that much better. I like how you did that. But look, here it is, though, Max.
I think it's 10.9, actually, but I'll look.
Okay, it ain't 11.
10.9 is 11,
We
buddy.
don't do no rounding off. At the end of the day, it's going to say 10. So at the end of the day, listen, here's the problem that I have. Here's the problem that I have when it comes down to CP3 and with Jokic, all right? We need to identify what is the criteria for the MVP award because I don't know no more, right? To me, I thought it was the player that comes to your team that impacts winning, that brings your team to another level. I'm not taking anything from Devin Booker, but if you go and look at Devin Booker's stats for the last 3 past years, his stats are still similar. They're the same. So, but you telling me you add a Chris Paul, a Devin Booker that has never been to the playoffs, you add CP3 to that team, and they make them one of the best teams, if not the best team
how did they go 8-0 in the
NBA?
bubble? How did they go 8-0 in the bubble? I just want to know. Like, are we going to pretend that didn't happen?
Can I answer that? Hold on, KP. Hold on, KP. You've been saying that. Let me educate you. We don't give a damn about the bubble. The reason why, time out. The reason why we don't give a damn about the bubble is because they had a 4.5-month layoff, and then they came back. Half the people didn't even want to be there. There was protests and riots.
So the Lakers didn't win the championship?
No, that's not the point.
Oh.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the regular season, the last 8 games of the regular season. We recognize it. I'm talking about as it pertains to this year.
Were the Suns very good at the end of last year?
They were very good at the end of last year.
Were you expecting them to be very good this year, even without CP3?
No.
I was. I think he makes them better.
No, what I'm saying to you.
But they were already good and trending in the right direction.
Number 1 seed in the West?
No, of course
Thank
not.
you.
Not one. Not
Thank
one.
you.
Because
One
I
or
thought
two.
AD and
How
LeBron
about
would be
two?
healthy.
How about two?
I thought it was possible.
That's a lot.
No,
That's a lot.
you
That's
didn't
not.
think they were going to be
Max,
second in the
that's
West.
true.
Hold up. It's not that I predicted them to be second in the West. I thought they were among a handful of Western Conference teams who would be
Max.
very competitive toward the top of the
Max.
conference.
Not
had
Max, you
second.
actually
conversation.
picked them six.
Kendrick,
Not second.
You
Adam,
actually-
Max, you didn't have
No
them in your
one
top
picked
four,
them
Max.
second.
Hold on. It's not an issue of whether I did or I didn't. A few games separate the Suns, to me, preseason, the Mavs, the Jazz, the Nuggets.
You're
I
right.
thought they were all bunched together.
When you get like this, I'm not going to debate you because that's you taking 10 sides now.
not 10
That's what it
sides.
is. That's what
It's
you're doing.
one side.
You did not have them in the top four.
It's one
You did not
side.
have them in the top four.
By the way, how many playoff
No,
games have
first
they won?
he said he did. Then he said it doesn't matter if he did.
No, I didn't. But there's tape on this.
You
The tape just occurred, but you can try to
Oh
change
my
it.
God, I'm listening.
How many playoff games have the Suns won this year? They haven't won in the playoffs yet. So at the end of
Max.
last year, they won 8 straight. They added Chris Paul. You expect them to be better. Perk used to come on my radio show before the season started. I wasn't arguing that the Suns were going to be excellent. We were both talking about how good the Suns were going to be. The Suns have had a great season. Chris Paul's a big part of it, but they were already trending in the right direction. And they haven't won in the playoffs yet. How is he MVP over Jokic?
I just told you why. Same organization, same position, same results.
So Nash should have been
Steve
MVP?
Chris Paul. I
time
don't
out.
know, but he was.
Oh, okay.
Come on, guys, we
He
have to
was
go.
the
We have to
MVP.
go.
So if
Molly,
they got it wrong, then they should get it wrong again.
Molly, we have to go. I would like to remind everybody, 1989, 1990, a guy by the name of Isaiah Thomas, one of the greatest point guards that ever lived.
League.
They had the best record in the league. He didn't get MVP. That was Jordan and Magic. Just saying.
And he didn't get it because Jordan was way better than him.
Big Perk.
Better player.
Gotta roll. Good times as always, sir.